Hello, my dear students. I am Dr. Monica, working as Associate Professor in NIET Pharmacy Institute, Greater Noida, which has been affiliated to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam University. So, what subject I am going to take is pharmaceutical microbiology, that is having code BP 303T. So, what I am going to tell you today in my lecture, I am going to start with actually the unit number 2. Now, in unit number 2, mainly focus on the identification part, and it will focus on the sterilization techniques. In my lecture today, I will cover up the identification part in unit number 1, as I have dealt with isolation techniques, I dealt with, that is, incubation techniques, I told you about the cultivation of microbes, I told you about cultivation of anaerobes, I told you about, that is, how to quantitatively estimate microorganisms within any of the samples. So, even I discussed about various microscopic techniques, where are various microscopes, like I told you about the electron microscopes, I told you about the dark field microscopes, bright field microscopes, that is light microscopes. We discussed in detail about microscopy in unit number 1. Now, what we are going to do in unit number 2, we will understand how to identify bacteria, how we can identify bacteria in the lab, what are the various procedures which can be used for identification of bacteria. So, according to that, various identification techniques which we are going to deal with is identification of bacteria using direct examination. These are the various techniques, like first one is direct examination, in which we do the total wet mount. Mainly we see the live microorganisms. We can go for hanging drop technique, we can go for staining techniques like simple staining and differential staining. Now, what identifying is, identify means we have to that is observe the microorganisms. Identification means observation, how to observe, observation, how to observe. Now, observation can be live cells can be observed, live microorganisms can be observed under the microscopes, or we can stain our microorganisms. There are two types of techniques, one is seeing the live microorganism, and second comes the staining techniques. Now, further direct examination means as it is, whatever microorganism, whether they are in water, whether they are in soil, whether they are in various samples, how we can see those microorganisms in those samples directly. We will examine under the microscopes using direct examination techniques. In direct examination techniques, we will just add on the sample of sample in which we want to see the microorganisms. We will make a dilute culture, we will make the dilution of that specimen, and after making the dilution, we will go for direct examination using the various microscopes which we have discussed in the earlier in the unit number 1. That is, we can go for that is bright field. We always have bright field microscopes in our labs. So, we will use bright field microscopes to see directly the images of microorganisms within the samples, or within the water sample, within the air sample, within the food sample, within the any of the sample in which we want to examine. We will directly place that sample onto the that is slide, and we will observe by direct examination, that is live cells will be seen using these two methods, that is total wet mount method, and second one is hanging drop technique. Now, what is the main difference between total wet mount and hanging drop technique, that we will discuss in this lecture. And staining techniques I will discuss in my next lecture, that how we can stain our microorganism, and what is the main requirement of staining is. So, staining is always, as I told, if you remember my previous lectures, that bright field in my why staining is required and why we can't see. Sometimes the cells are transparent in nature, and when the cells are transparent, when any of the organelles, any of the specimens are transparent in nature, we can't see those specimen directly on the slides. We can't see those specimen directly under the microscopes using, if we are going for bright field microscopes. So, that was the main disadvantage the bright field microscope is, which are available, generally available in small scale labs. So we can't see the transparent images directly under using those slides in the, that is those using those bright field microscopes. What we need to do is we have to color those images. If we have colored cells, we will directly observe under those microscopes, preparing the slides and putting the specimens over it and making this covering the slide with the help of cover slips, and after that we will place them on the stage of the microscope and we will be able to observe those images in the microscope using that microscopes. But if our images are that is colorless and transparent images, as I told, in bright field it will be difficult to see the transparent images. That's why we always go for the staining techniques. In staining techniques, what we use, we mainly use the dyes, we use the colors which will color this, either they will color the cells or they will color the that is background. So cells will appear either brighter or cells will appear colored in nature, or colored specimens can easily be seen under the bright field microscope. So staining techniques can further be divided into various parts like simple staining and differential staining. Simple staining is a staining in which only single type of dyes are used, single colors like methylene blue, carbolphucin, various types of dyes are available, various type of staining reagents are available which can be used to see the specimens, to color the specimen. These are actually the dyes which will color the cells, and those colored cells will be observed under the microscope. We will able to analyze its shapes, we will able to analyze its structures, whatever the structures are there within the, but simple staining is in which only we use the single staining reagent, single reagent is being added to the slide to observe the images. But whereas differential staining is a technique in which more than one color or more than one dye is added to a particular specimen. It is actually to differentiate between some kind of microorganisms, like we can differentiate between gram positive, gram negative, we can differentiate between acid fast, non-acid fast microorganisms. So differential staining is a staining in which we use mainly the colors which are more than one in number. Simple staining, we just add one single reagent, whereas in differential staining what we do, we add more than one reagent within the samples, within the specimens, so that we can differentiate between the specimens. So these are the main identification criteria which we need to study under unit number 2, that is how to identify bacteria either in the live form or by staining reagent, because staining reagent will kill the microorganism, they will not be viable. We will see the microorganism, we will analyze their structure, but we will not able to see them live. So direct examination is the only techniques by which we can see the live cultures, live microorganisms. Now how we can go for the direct examination? So as you can see in this slide, what we need to do, first, whenever we want to directly examine our samples, what we need to do, we must have these all equipments with us, we must have these apparatuses with us. Like first we need the, that is slide on which we want to observe the microorganism, that slide must be with us. So slide must be there, this is the slide, glass slide is there. After that we must have a dropper is mainly used for adding the any of the sample. If it is liquid in nature, we can go for the dropper to add some saline. If we want to add some saline solution, we can use these droppers. So first you require a glass slide, second you require a inoculating loop. Now what is the role of inoculating loop is that inoculating loop mainly transfer the microorganisms, the culture, the sample, the specimen we want to see, that specimen will be inoculated, that specimen will be transferred, that is the test organism, the specimen which we want to see under the microscope, that specimen will be transferred with the help of inoculating loops. After that we require the cover slip. You must have cover slip with you to cover the specimen. When we put the specimen test organism on the glass slide, that organism will be covered with the help of cover slip, and once you will cover it with the cover slip, you will see, observe, you will place that glass slide after covering with cover slip under the microscope over the stage. Here we will place the specimen and we will observe. Here we have condenser lens, here we have objective lens, here we have objective lens will transfer the image towards the ocular lens. So image will be placed over the stage. Over here we will place the glass slide, and from that slide the image we will place the specimen. Here light will passes from the condenser, and from condenser it will reaches the specimen, and from specimen when it passes through it will reach the objective lens, and from objective lens it will reach the eyepiece. So what will you need to do? First you need to prepare a glass slide. Until and unless you have not prepared the glass slide containing that specimen you want to observe, you won't be able to see that specimen within that preparation. Just wait. So what you need to do in wet mount slide test, what we can do is, in wet mount slide test what we can do, we will directly first make the suspension of the preparation which we want to analyze. First you will take that sample, whatever sample in which you want to analyze the microorganism, you want to see the microorganism, you want to see the live microorganism. What you need to do? You need to take that specimen, that sample within the lab, and after that you must have these type of glass slides. But before using these glass slides, what you need to do is you have to sterilize those slides. You can't use them as it is. First you need to sterilize each and every glassware, each and every equipment which you are going to use, whether it is inoculating loop, whether it is glass slide, whether it is a dropper, or whether it is a cover slip. All equipments, all the glasswares need to be sterilized using hot air oven. First we will sterilize them. After that we will take those all samples or glass slides towards the aseptic room, and in aseptic room what we are going to do, in aseptic room is a room which is free from microorganisms. There is no chance of contamination of microorganisms on the slides or on the glasswares. So first we will sterilize them. We will make them free from microorganism. After sterilization we will create an environment in which there should be no microorganism. As we have to deal with the pure culture, we want to analyze the samples, analyze the microorganisms within the slides. So what we need to do is we have to sterilize the environment. Even environment must be sterile. Equipment, whatever equipment we are going to use, those equipments must be sterile. After that we will take out the sample in which we want to analyze what type of microorganisms are there. We will take that culture, we will take that samples, whether they are water sample, whether they are soil sample, whether the air samples we have collected, those samples we will take, and what we are going to do, we have to dilute those samples. We can't add those samples directly on the slide. First we need to dilute so that the specimen individual, if the samples are concentrated, so then we won't be able to, that is, differentiate between the structure, or we won't be able to analyze its shape, we won't be able to see them live. So concentrated form we need to dilute these. If the samples are highly concentrated, they have lot of microorganisms within this that is culture, so then we can't directly put them onto the slide. What we need to do, we have to first dilute these cultures. We have to dilute means we have, so that individual microorganisms can be seen, and these samples which have dilutions, which are having microorganism really apart from each other, those samples, from that we will take 1 drop of samples. From this we will take 1 drop of culture, and that drop of culture will be then put onto the slide with the help of inoculating loops. With the help of inoculating loop also must be sterile in nature. We have to use some flame flame must be placed over the laminar airflow, flame must be there within the aseptic room, so that we can sterilize time to time, we can sterilize even our inoculating loops or droppers, whatever we are going to use for the further practicals. What we need to do, we have to sterilize time to time. So first we must have the flame. With the help of flame we will sterilize our inoculating loop, let it cool for some time. After it will get cooled, after that we will put that inoculating loop into the culture which we have diluted, and from diluted culture we will take one drop with the help of inoculating loop and transfer it onto the slide. And once you have transferred that drop onto the slide, what you are going to do, you have to spread. You will spread this drop because the club of microorganisms can't be seen, club of that is species can't be seen. We have to spread that sample onto the slide. After you have spread, you will cover it with the help of cover slip, and after that you have covered the glass slide. This glass slide has been prepared to be observed under microscope. After that, this glass slide will be placed on the stage of the microscope, and once you have placed that slide onto the stage, you will be able to see those specimens, live microorganisms within the ocular eyepiece. Your image will be created in the eyepiece, and you will be easily able to observe those microorganisms in the live form. Second technique is your hanging drop method. Now what actually hanging drop method deals with? In hanging drop method, what we are going to do is we will study the motility, that is the moving microorganism, the microorganism which we can see in the form of a movement. When they are moving, we can see those live microorganisms, we can study their motility, how they move, what is their direction of their movement. So motility of the microorganisms can only be seen using a hanging drop techniques. Now what actually hanging drop technique is, what we are going to do under hanging drop technique is that you need a slide. Now this is a special hanging drop slide which is made like this. So this glass slide is having a cavity. The normal slides we have in lab, that they have plain surface, but in this type of glass slide what you have the cavity within the slide. There will be a cavity in which you can put your drop of samples, sample drop can be put. So in the cavity form we will put the drop of samples. What you are going to do, first you need to take that slide. This slide, glass slide, first need to be sterilized. I told you that whenever you are going to do any of the that is experiment in microbiome lab, what you need to do, first you need to sterilize each and everything, whatever you are going to use, whether they are glasswares, whether they are glass slides, whether they are cover slips, each and everything must be sterile. So these special type of slides you need to take, and after that, once you have taken that glass slide, what you are going to do, you have to make a bacterial suspension. You can't use that is condensed sample. As I told, bacterial suspensions need to be made, that is dilutions need to be made. Directly condensed sample containing lot of microorganisms can't be directly put into the glass slide. What you need to do, you have to make first the bacterial suspension in which the number of microorganisms must be less, so that we can observe them into the slides. So first is you have to take a glass slide which have a cavity within it. Special type of a hanging drop slide need to be taken. After that, you need to have a inoculating loop. Inoculating loop is required for the transfer process, and that also must be sterile. After that, you have to make a suspension of bacterial suspension you need to make. Now what we need, why we need bacterial suspension? Because we can't see the condensed samples. Dilutions has to be made, that is 1:10, 1:100, whatever dilution is required, you need to make that bacterial suspension dilution. After that, what you will do, put the glass slide over the for that bacterial suspension, whatever bacterial suspension you have made, you will take that drop of suspension from that test tube containing that is diluted samples of bacteria, those that one drop you will take and with the help of inoculating loop, and that drop of that is bacterial suspension will be put in this cavity. We will put that sample into this cavity. After that, simple staining is there. Simple staining, as I was telling, simple staining is a technique in which only we use single type of staining reagents. Only single staining reagent is being added within the culture, within the bacterial smear, within the bacterial suspension to analyze the structure, to analyze the shape of microorganisms to analyze the shape of microorganisms. In simple staining, the bacterial smear is stained with a single reagent which produces distinctive contrast between the organism and the background. The basic dye and the basic stains are mainly are positively charged stains, and they will stain the cells of the sample. We will not the whole background behind the slide. If you see this kind of a slide, if we place a cell culture over that slide, we are going for simple staining. Simple staining is further divided into two types. One is positive staining, second one is negative staining. Now, positive staining is the staining in which over this cell, whatever cells, whatever specimen we want to see, those specimen will be colored, whereas the whole background will be colorless, brighter background. Whereas what will happen in case of negative staining, the cell will remain transparent, whereas the whole background, whatever the background is there, the whole background will be stained with the help of staining reagent. Just the specimen which will be there, the specimen will be observed transparent, whereas in positive staining the cells will be colored, whereas the background will be colorless, colorless, and the cells will be stained. Then it gives us the positive staining. And if we have stain, that is cells are colorless, but the background is stained with the help of staining reagent, that staining is known as your negative staining. So, we have two types of stains. One is basic stain and second one is acidic stain. As most of the cells are acidic in nature, the basic stains, what will do, basic stain will get absorbed within the cells and it will gives the cell a color. A color will be generated within the cells, that will gives us the positive staining. Means cells, basic stains are generally absorbed by the negative microorganisms, negatively charged microorganisms. So, that will be negative staining. As you can see, first slide will be prepared, you will spread the culture. After spreading the culture, heat dry, you have to dry. After that, you have to heat fix those microorganisms, whatever smear, whatever drop of suspension you have added to the slide, you have to heat fix. After heat fixings, what do you need to do? You have to add the staining reagent. Once you have added the staining reagent, either the staining reagent will get absorbed within the cells, or if it is giving positive staining, then it will absorb within the cells, or if it is a negative stain, then it will color the background, but whereas the cells remain colorless. And we will after adding the staining reagent, we will observe this slide under the microscopes, and under microscopes, if the cells are colored in nature, then it is positive staining, and if the background is color but the cells are transparent, then it is a negative staining. So, there is positive staining. In positive staining, generally the whatever dyes are being used, these dyes are basic in nature. As you can see, cells are stained but the background is colorless. Similarly, in case of negative staining, the background is colored, whereas the cells are colorless. As you can see, the background is color but the cells are colorless. So, in this way you can identify your microorganism using wet method. You can identify with the help of hanging dog method, and we have done the simple staining techniques, that is positive and negative staining. The best book which I will prefer is K.R. Aneja. So, thank you so much.